welcome to daily discussion. First topic, the controversial Karnataka Employment Reservation Bill. The article talk about okay. The article talk about Karnataka's draft state employment of local candidate in the industry, factory and other establishment bill 2024, which aim to reserve job for local but face legal and industrial backlash because Karnataka government has introduced a bill in the form of the local candidate state employment for the local candidates to reserve post in the industry and other factories and other establishment for the local people, but it faces that legal battle and industrial backlash. They argue that fair labor practice for all workers, not just local one, are a better solution because if such a bill is passed, so it will keep reserved for the local people and will deprive others from joining the job because in India this is not the valid practice. Why is the proposed Karnataka bill controversial? Local reservation requirement. The proposed Karnataka bill mandate that 50% of management and 70% of the non-management positions in industry be reserved for local candidates. This is seen as restrictive by the business. Legal precedents. Similar law in other states like Haryana and Andhra Pradesh have faced legal challenges. The Punjab and Haryana High Court quashed Haryana's law, citing violation of constitutional rights to equality and freedom under Article 14 and Article 19 respectively. Industry opposition. The bill was temporarily withheld after significant pushback from industry heads and trade bodies, indicating strong resistance from the business community. So, comprehensive example, Andhra Pradesh similar law is still under judicial review and Jharkhand has not been implemented, suggesting ongoing controversy and legal complications with such initiatives. What should be done? Enforce labor rights, ensure fair treatment and protect all workers including migrants from exploitation, address exploitative practices. Employers should not make migrant workers work longer hours for lower pay without benefits, create a level playing field, provide equal opportunity for local and migrant workers by curbing unfair labor practices, avoid protectionism. Job protectionism for local worker is not a solution because jobs should not be protected for the local worker. what should be done? Enforce labor rights, ensure fair treatment and protect all workers including migrants from exploitation. Address exploitative practices. Employers should not make migrant workers work longer hours for lower pay without benefits. Create a level playing field. Provide equal opportunity for local and migrant workers by curbing unfair labor practices. Avoid protectionism. Job protectionism for local worker is not a solution. The legal compliance. Follow constitutional provisions like Article 16.3, which limits reservation based on residence to public employment and requires Parliament's approval. Issue with the next the topic is about the VNSS, Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Samhita, which replaced the Criminal Procedure Code. Recently, the VNSS, the Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Samhita, came into force from 1st of July, and it replaced the Criminal Procedure Code in operation earlier. The article discusses a major change in India's criminal procedure law. The Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Samhita 2023. Okay, the most worrying change is the possible increase in police custody from a maximum of 15 days under the old CRPC to up to 90 days under the new law. So from earlier 15 days it has increased, police custody has been increased to 90 days under the new law. This raises serious constitutional and human rights issues. The CRPC is called the accused constitution, providing vital protection during detention and interrogation. Thus, no law is more crucial than the CRPC in supporting any accused. Okay, so the previous law was in support of the accused, but the present law gives the police more power for arrest and detention than the power given to Okay, so what are the different types of custody? Police custody. Police have principal control and physical custody. This is generally considered the hardest or harshest experience for the accused, because during the police custody, police apply all the methods, even third degree, to upon the accused. So the police custody is the most difficult part in the life of the accused. Okay, judicial custody. Judicial custody, accused are placed in jail with institutional rules. It allow regulated visits hours, police access, meal times and sleep time. Because when he is in the judicial custody, so things are more regulated than when he is in the police custody. Here there is a regulated visiting hours is there, police access is there, meal time is there, sleep time is there. Everything there is regulated when he is in the judicial custody, but in the police custody nothing is like that. What are the changes in the custody in the VNSS? CRPC section 167 of the CRPC allowed custody up to 62 or 90 days depending on the severity of the punishment, with police custody limited to 15 days unless extended by the magistrate. The aim was to curb police custody abuse and ensure it did not surpass 15 days. Total custody was 60 to 90 days. Out of that, 15 days maximum was for the police custody. The BNSS section 187 of the BNSS diverges by retaining the 60 days and 90 day timeline and default well contempt while eliminating the 15 days police custody limit. This allows magistrate to authorize police custody extending 15 days. Earlier, the maximum custody, days when a accused can be put in the police custody was 15 days, but now it has been eliminated. So by which What are the issue with the changes? Infringement on Article 21. Extended police custody raises concern about potential violation of the right of life, right to life, health and fair trial. This also increases the risk of custodial violence and torture. Violation of Supreme Court judgment in the DK versus State of West Bengal case emphasizes that Article 21 ensures the right to live with dignity, protect against torture and assault by state officials, and extend this right to convicts under trials and detainees. The provisions of the VNSS appears to contradict the Supreme Court stance on custodial right. Okay, because this is what a violation. Safeguard against police excesses. The VNSS removes existing protection in CRPC, exposing accused individual to potential abuse, because here the accused individual is exposed to more abuse, chances of abuse by the okay. So then safeguard against the police excesses, impact on fair trial, extend police custody. Okay. So comparison with the harsh law, the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967 restricts police custody to 30 days and mandates an affidavit for extending police custody beyond judicial custody. It contrasts the BNSS permits a threefold increase in police custody compared to the UAPA. Then next is about the macroeconomic puzzle. This article discusses three main issues: weak consumption, low employment growth, and low core inflation. It suggests that actual economic growth is modest. It recommends no tax cut, privatizing. Okay. So, what are the three macroeconomic puzzle facing India? Soft consumption, despite a reported GDP growth of around. Okay, growth is only 4%. This is half the rate of overall GDP growth. Data on industrial capacity utilization, corporate sale, FMCG, and two wheelers. Sale supports this weak consumption. Household saving have declined, with net financial saving at 5.7% GDP in 23-24, down from 7.6% before the COVID. So from 7.6%. Okay, so from 7.6% in the pre-COVID period, so at present it is increasing. It is somehow less to 5.7%. Weak employment growth. Official numbers show good growth, but the reality on the ground indicate underwhelming employment opportunities. The contradiction suggests that reported high GDP growth is not translating into job creation. Okay, because GDP is growing, but job creation is not growing in comparison to that. Low core inflation excluding food and fuel is around 3%. This suggests weak aggregate demand. Low core inflation is inconsistent with the reported high GDP growth rate of 9.7%, 7.2%, 8.6% the past 3 years. So core inflation is less. Okay, so no tax cut. Tax cut should benefit only up to the top 1 to 20% of the population. GST revenue are just recovering at the pre-GST level. Cut could harm public finance because GST revenue is growing, but other taxes being subsumed in GST. If this is further reduced, it will affect the tax collection. So privatization of PSU, implementing a program of privatization, particularly for the PSU like MTNL, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited.
ସାର୍ ଗୋଟେ ଗିଫ୍ଟ ଦେଇଥାନ୍ତେ ଯେଉଁ ବ୍ୟବହାର ପାଇଟାର ୟୁଜ୍ଟା
ଆସିଲେନି
ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି ଡାକୁଛି
ଡାକିବ 2 ମିନିଟ୍ ପାଇଁ ପଳେଇବି ଆଉ. Okay, MTNL. This could encourage investment and modernization by new private sector owners, as seen with the Tata's modernization of Air India, because Tata has taken over Air India and has modernized it. Lower interest rates and weaker exchange rates. Reducing interest rate could help improve export competitiveness, as the rupee has been exceptionally strong compared to other emerging market currencies, affecting Indian exporters' competitiveness. Okay, then parametric insurance. Then parametric insurance. The article discusses the need for parametric insurance to cover losses from extreme weather events. So parametric insurance is used to cover losses from extreme weather events. Parametric insurance provides payout based on predetermined weather conditions without physical damage assessment. This approach helps in quickly supporting affected population and reducing financial burdens. What are the impact of natural disaster in 2023? 2023 was the warmest year on record since the record keeping has been started. Losses from natural disasters amount to 280 billion. Only about 100 billion of these losses were insured. Less 180 billion were uninsured. So it is a big loss for the persons who are in this. Okay, so the gap in insurance coverage was especially wide between developed and developing economies. Enhancing disaster resilience through alternative insurance methods is crucial. What is parametric insurance and how it is different from indemnity based insurance? Parametric insurance makes payout based on predetermined weather conditions like rain level and wind speed, allowing quicker responses without physical damage assessment. For instance, Morocco received 275 million after 6.8 earthquake in 2023 because it has opted for the parametric insurance policy. So it was able to get 275 million after the earthquake of 6.8 in the Richter scale. In contrast, indemnity based insurance requires physical assessment to verify losses, which can be difficult in large scale disasters, particularly for disadvantaged communities. How is parametric insurance used in India? India uses parametric policy for crop insurance. Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana verifies losses. The other-based crop insurance scheme uses this threshold limit. But this is used in Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. But the other-based crop insurance scheme uses the threshold limit. Nagaland purchased parametric insurance for extreme rainfall in 2021 with a policy detail based on weather data for the precise locations. Kerala, the Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation uses it for dairy farmers to cover the heat stresses. Non-profit and microfinance. Okay, so how can parametric insurance be improved? Experience sharing. Government should share lessons and strategy to refine parametric insurance models. Transparent bidding. Implement transparent bidding processes for premium rates to foster competition and lower the cost. Retail payout system. Develop a widespread payout system, leveraging technology like India's Aadhaar-based payment system for efficient distribution. Encourage household premium, motivate households especially in the poorer region to participate in the premium payment scheme for long-term resilience. Okay, so this is what is the reforms needed to ensure the parametric insurance to start in India. Okay. Then next is the electronic manufacturing revolution. India's electronic production has reached approximately 115 billion in financial 2024, growing nearly fourfold over the past decade and projected to multiply fivefold in the next 5 years. To secure its position in global market, capital goods play a crucial role. Like the steam engine in the industrial revolution, advanced capital goods are essential for modern manufacturing, enabling efficient production of high quality electronic at scale. Okay, to secure its position in global market, capital goods play a crucial role. Okay, To secure this position in the global market, capital goods play a crucial role. Like the steam engine in the industrial evolution, advanced capital goods are essential for modern manufacturing, enabling efficient production of high quality electronic at scale. What steps can be taken to boost India's capital goods for a global electronic revolution? Bolstering manufacturing infrastructure, establishing a dedicated center with a budget of at least 1000 crore for crucial good innovation at the Central Manufacturing Technology Institute (CMIT) is needed. By collaborating with the industry and academia, the CMIT can lead. By collaborating with industry and academia, CMIT can lead innovation efforts, improve production efficiency, and enhance the competitiveness of Indian manufacturers. Prioritize the development and acquisition of the advanced manufacturing technology with dedicated funds for capital goods, including second-hand equipments. Embrace eco-friendly technology and sustainable manufacturing practices to enhance global competitiveness. Foster R&D. Promoting a robust R&D ecosystem will help develop indigenous technology that meet global standards and set new benchmark in quality and efficiency. Investment in education and training to equip the workforce with essential technical and soft skill for innovation and problem solving. Promote strong collaboration between industry and academia to align research with industry needs and develop breakthrough. Okay, promoting a robust R&D ecosystem, promote strong collaboration between industry and academia. Okay, sir, ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଅଛି କି ପରେ କଥା ହେବି. Promote strong collaboration between industry and academia to align research with industry and needs and develop breakthrough technology. Government policy and program. Government policy should incentivize R&D, improve ease of doing business, and maintain a stable regulatory environment to support growth in the capital goods industry. Implement government program to attract skilled diaspora and foreign exports. Leveraging digital technology, integrated digital technology such as the AI, Internet of Things, and big data to optimize manufacturing process for efficiency and cost effectiveness. Address technology and skill gap in the electronic sector through joint ventures with global firms for skill and technology transfer. Create a plan to move from essential equipment to cutting edge technology with the goal of positioning India as a hub for advanced capital goods. Then lower cost of capital. Lowering the cost of capital can help India manufacturers invest more in technology and innovation, enhancing their global competitiveness. Then the next is the voice Bucks program. The National Film Development Corporation and the Netflix India collaborated to launch an upskilling program for the voice over artists in India named the Voice Box. Launched by the National Film Development Corporation and NFDC and the Netflix India. So lunch partner, the Pearl Academy, which is India's leading design institute, will join as a training partner for this program. Funding by the VoiceBox program is sponsored by the Netflix Fund for Creative Equity. Objective to the VoiceBox program aims to upskill voice over the artist in India. Feature of the program will cover 8 languages: English, Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, Malayalam, Tamil, Gujarat, Telugu and Gujarat. The training will include recognition of the prior learning, workshop featuring guest lectures and mentoring sessions followed by assessment. The workshop will be conducted in 7 major cities: New Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Chennai and Kochi. Each batch will accommodate up to 30 candidates with a total of 210 participants selected through preliminary screening. At least 50% of the participants will be women. The top 7 participants from each batch will have the opportunity to contribute to the Netflix special project Azadi Ki Amrit Kahaniyan. They will lend their voice to narrate stories reflecting the Indian independence movement. The program is open to professionals with more than 2 years of experience in the media and entertainment sector, with a preference for women. The goal is to enhance their skill in voice over artistry. Netflix has committed $100 million a year over 5 years to support underrepresented community in the TV and film industry through various programs globally. That includes also the program in India. Then Microsoft update flaws cause global disruption. A faulty update from the CrowdStrike, which is a Texas-based cybersecurity firm, disrupted several Windows computers and several servers worldwide. Digital system in aviation, banking, telecommunication, hospital and TV channels were affected. The update caused a boot loop and a blue screen of death. Impact on various sectors. Aviation sector, the faulty update led to significant delay and cancellation of flight worldwide. Airlines had to resort to manual check-in process and handwritten boarding passes due to digital system failure. E-office suite disruption. The Union government's e-office suite used for processing files and paperwork was impacted for 2 hours. This caused temporary disruption in government operation. Automotive sector, Maruti Suzuki India Limited has to briefly halt its production and dispatch operation due to the faulty update. The company managed to resolve the issue internally and resume normal operations. Healthcare system, hospitals using Windows-based systems likely faced challenges in accessing patient records, scheduling and other critical functions, although high specific details were not mentioned. Telecommunications and media. So TV channels and telecommunication providers experience class TV channels and telecommunication providers experience outages affecting broadcasting and communication services and leading to service interruption for users. Impact on various industry. The faulty update affected numerous other sectors including banking, retail and hospitality, especially hospitality and the hotel sector, causing disruption in digital transactions, customer service and supply chain management. The recovery effort, the faulty updates has been withdrawn and issue has been fixed. The IT administrator has to follow a manual 4-step recovery process shared by the Indian Computer Emergency Team (CRTIN). Continuous communication with Microsoft and the Chief Information Security Officer and the crucial infrastructure entity were made to recover this recovery efforts. The next is the joint crediting mechanism (JCM). India and Japan plan to establish a joint crediting mechanism for carbon trading and carbon credit adjustment. The country aimed to sign a memorandum of cooperation to formalize the JCM, Joint Crediting Mechanism. Okay. The joint trading mechanism will be formed under Article 6.2 of the Paris Agreement. The implementation will adhere to the relevant domestic law and regulations of both the countries. The committee will develop rules and guidance for the JCM covering project cycle procedures, methodology, project design documents, monitoring and third-party entry designation. The mechanism ensures mutual recognition of credit towards the NDCs of both the countries. avoiding double counting. Each government can authorize part of the JCM credit for international migration purpose. Carbon credit will be allocated through a structured process and registry will track these credits. Credit will be allocated to the respective registry of India and Japan and used towards the NDC to cut emission and adapt to climate impact. Japan will facilitate the transfer of technology, finance and capacity building for a new technology. Okay. Economic and environmental benefits. The mechanism is expected to boost job creation by attracting investment in low carbon and clean technology. The JCM will facilitate the diffusion of leading decarbonization technology, equipment, machinery, product systems, and the infrastructure. UN Water Convention. Recently, Ivory Coast joined the United Nations Water Convention. The UN Water Convention, also known as the Convention on the Protection and Use of Transboundary Water Courses and International Lakes, was adopted in Helsinki in 1992 and entered into force in 1996. It is a unique legally binding instrument that promotes the sustainable management of shared water resources, supports the implementation of the sustainable development. Class development goals, prevent conflict and foster peace and regional integration. History. The convention was originally negotiated as a regional framework for the pan-European region. Following an amendment procedure, all UN member states have been able to accede to it since March 2016. Chad and Senegal became the first African party in 2018. Iraq acceded in March 2023 as the first country from the Middle East. Namibia joined in June 2023 as the first country from the Southern Africa, and Panama became the first country from Latin America to join in July 2023. Requirement of the parties. Parties to the convention are required to prevent, control and reduce transboundary impact, use transboundary waters in a reasonable and equitable way, and ensure their sustainable management. Parties that broaden the same transboundary water must cooperate by entering into specific agreement and establishing joint bodies. As a framework agreement, the convention does not replace bilateral and multilateral agreement for specific basins or aquifers, and instead it fosters their establishment, implementation and further development. Significance. The convention is a powerful tool to promote and operationalize the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its SDG, Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations. United Nations Economic Commission of Europe services the UN water body. Okay, so Ivory Coast shares 8 transboundary river basins, including the Black Volta, the Bai, the Tanyo, the Comio, Niger, the Sassandra, the Kavali, and the Noun, with 6 of its neighbors: Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, Guyana, Liberia, and the Sierra Leone. So, this is what is the status. Then, immunity to governors. The Supreme Court agreed to examine Article 361 of the Constitution, which grant immunity to governor from criminal prosecution. The plea calls for judicial scrutiny of the immunity provided under Article 361. Article 361 exempts the President and the Governor from court accountability for their official action, making it an exception to Article 14, right to equality. Uranium. A new study by the Bhava Atomic Research Center, BARC, conclude that up to 60 uranium in drinking water is safe, challenging the Bureau of Indian Standards limit of 30. The BIA standard align with the WHO recommendations, but the BARC study argue it may be counterproductive, adding unnecessary purification cost without health benefits. The BARC researchers cite medical research indicating that small uranium concentration do not pose health risks, including the cancer. The study compares India's standard to those of other countries, noting higher acceptance limit in nations with significant uranium consumption like Finland and Slovakia. The BARC study criticizes the BIS for not conducting health impact studies before setting the 30 limit, unlike agencies such as the US Environmental Protection Agency. The study suggests retaining the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board's limit of 60 UGL per liter, emphasizing the need for country-specific standard based on local conditions and economic factors. Then coming to the question, the demand for smaller states has been a recurring theme in Indian politics. Critically examine the argument for the and against the creation of small states in India with specific reference to the recent demand. The demand for small states in India has been a persistent issue in its political discourse. Proponents believe that smaller states can lead to improved governance, more equitable resources distribution, and better local representation. However, opponents caution against potential administrative cost, interstate conflict, and threat to national unity. The demand for small states in Indian politics, historical context, call for smaller states have deep historical root, often linked to cultural and tribal identities. For example, the call for a separate Bodoland state in Assam, led by the Bodo ethnic group, stemmed from their unique cultural identity and desire for self-rule, aiming to rectify long-standing socio-political marginalization. Various regional movements have emerged, pushing for statehood to address the local grievances. For example, the demand for Telangana, which resulted in its formation in 2014, stemmed from perceived neglect and underdevelopment. Administrative efficiency, proponent argues smaller states lead to better administration and governance. For example, the bifurcation of Uttar Pradesh aimed to improve governance by creating a more manageable administrative unit. Cultural identity, many demands are rooted in preserving distinct cultural and linguistic identities. For example, the movement for Gorkhaland focused on the cultural identity of the Nepali-speaking Gorkha community in West Bengal. Economic development, advocates claim smaller states can better address local economic issues. For example, Chhattisgarh, formed in 2000, has seen significant industrial growth and development in its mineral-rich regions. Argument in support of small states, for and against the small states. First, the argument in favor of the small states. Okay, so better governance, smaller states can enhance governance by making administration more manageable and responsive. For example, Uttarakhand, formed in 2000, has been praised for its focused administrative effort in mountainous region. Resource allocation, they can ensure more equitable distribution of resources and development projects. For example, Jharkhand, created in 2000, aimed to better manage its rich mineral resources for the local benefit. Local empowerment, smaller states promote local participation and empower regional governance. For example, the creation of Telangana has led to greater political representation and involvement of the local in governance. Cultural preservation, they help preserve and promote unique cultural and linguistic identity. For example, Nagaland was formed to protect and the cultural identity of the Naga people and their traditional practices. Focused development, smaller states can tailor development strategies to local needs and conditions. For example, Sikkim has used its small size to focus on sustainable tourism and organic farming, setting national examples. Argument against small states, higher administrative cost. Creating new states involves significant administrative cost and infrastructure development. For example, the formation of Telangana required substantial expenditure on setting up a new state capital and administrative machinery. Interstate disputes, smaller states can lead to more interstate dispute over resource and boundaries. For example, the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh led to ongoing disputes over water sharing from the Krishna and Godavari rivers. Weakened national unity, so in the negative, fragmentation can potentially weaken the national unity and foster regionalism. For instance, the persistent demand for Gorkhaland raises concern about future fragmentation of West Bengal. Economic viability. Some smaller states may struggle with economic self-sufficiency and sustainability. For instance, Himachal Pradesh faces challenges in generating sufficient revenue due to limited industrialization. Resource distribution. Small states might exacerbate regional imbalance and inequalities. For example, Goa, despite its high per capita income, struggles with equitable resource distribution to its rural area, because the Goa, the urban area is most developed, but the rural area, people are still in a very backward condition, although it is a small state. Okay. The creation of small states can enhance governance, resource distribution, and cultural preservation, but also bring risk of higher administrative cost, interstate disputes, and regional imbalances. Contemporary demand for new states, such as the Bhil Pradesh, requires a careful case-by-case analysis, balancing local aspirations with national interest. An informed and participatory approach is essential for such significant decisions, ensuring they contribute positively to India's unity and development. Then coming to the MCQs, Ivory Coast is located in which of the following continent? Okay, Ivory Coast is a country in Africa. So consider the following statement about the Voice Box program. Launched by NFDC and Netflix India, the Voice Box program aims to upskill voice-over artisan in India. Here both the program will cover 8 languages. All the 3 are correct. With reference to the Ratapani Wildlife Sanctuary, consider the following statement. The sanctuary is situated on the Satpura Hill. Okay, it runs parallel to the south side of the Narmada River, the Kolar River from the western boundary. The sanctuary includes the Bimbatka, the group of rock shelters, the rock painting with the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here only 2 are correct. Consider the following statement regarding the primary ambic meningoplex palm. It is caused by that Naegleria floruli, a free living amoeba. Infection enters the body through the skin and travel to the brain. The disease occurs more often during the warm months of the year and in the warmer climate. So here 1 and 3 are correct. The reference to the carbon credit, consider the following statement. Carbon credit represents the right to emit 1 ton of carbon dioxide or an equivalent amount of another greenhouse gases. Developed country can benefit from carbon credit trading by selling excess credit to developing countries. This is wrong. Carbon credit can be generated through deforestation project. 1 and 3 are correct. So it will be C, the right answer. So consider the following statement. PM Sonidhi scheme, it is a central sponsored scheme to facilitate street vendors to access affordable working capital loans, right? The initial it is a central government scheme, not central sponsored scheme. Okay, enter fund given by the central government. The initial working capital is up to 50,000, not 10,000. Only street vendor from the state that have adopted the Street Vendors Protection Liability Program Act 2014 eligible for this. This is wrong. All the 3 are correct. Incorrect. Okay, all the 3 are incorrect. Consider the following statement with reference to the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Kendra. It is a campaign launched by the Department of Pharmaceuticals of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority is the implementing agency of the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Parijojana. It seeks to provide quality medicine at affordable prices to the masses through special kendra known as Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendra. So here chemical and fertilizer, it is a mix of chemical. Only 3 is correct, but 1 and 2 are incorrect. The parametric insurance refers to insurance that requires physical verification losses before no insurance where compensation is determined by measurable parameter rather than verifiable losses. C is the right answer. Fissile metal is a substance that can sustain a nuclear chain reaction like uranium, plutonium, etc. A is the right answer. The Bureau of Pharma Public Sector Undertaking of India works under which of the following ministry? Works under the Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer, which produces the generic medicine. So, thank you for watching. Keep watching regular to update yourself. Thank you.